Hey
Hey
guys,
guys,
welcome back to Likewise Pod. I'm Isa.
and I'm Sam, and we're so excited for another episode this week. We know we've let you hanging for a couple weeks while we've been getting in our groove with our new podcasts. Shout out, Outcast. But we're so excited to be back, and we thought what better way to come back than doing some more co-host interviews.
Yeah, and our goal with co-host interviews was to do them, annually, on Likewise's birthday. But we've been gone for so long, like we did not do them last year. And we've been gone for so long that we're like, you know what? This would be fun. Let's do this. So happy early birthday in two
Yeah,
months.
we did them at some odd times, I think. So we got a little
Yeah,
thrown off that original plan. But what
yeah, that's
what better
true.
time than the present?
Actually, we've only done them twice, and the first time I don't know when that was. No, I think it was probably on like the first birthday or something. I think that was the plan. And then the second time was a few months late and they were like really spread out and it was a mess.
Yeah,
But we're still a mess. So at least we're consistent.
exactly. Um, But yeah, super excited. I guess I completely forgot about Roses and Thorns. I was just ready to get rocking and rolling right into the interview. But Issa, what are your Roses and Thorns for the week?
My rose is that Outcast has just been so fun, like actually keeping up with sports. That's not just soccer. Wow. Who would have thought? Um, oh my gosh, wait, why didn't I start with my thorn? That's dumb. Okay, well, luckily I have two roses. My my thorn, my thorn is that I was sick last week. So if you heard that episode of Outcast, that's why I sound disgusting. But you know what? Maybe I sound that way to everyone else normally, so that sucks for your ears, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so but I'm catching up on a lot of stuff and just doing lots of work this week, so that's not as fun. Super busy, but not in fun ways busy. And then my second thorn or second rose, not thorn, oh my gosh. Second rose is that I got Chipotle for dinner tonight. Woohoo! Yay!
I love that. I had Qdoba yesterday, so I was in a similar mood, similar food mood.
Yummy. What about you, Sam?
I guess. Okay, I'll start with my thorn. Um, I just feel like my schedule goes from like 0 to 100 all the time, which just makes kind of like balancing everything and adapting and making a new routine kind of hard. Like work and life, like it's just 0 to 100. Like I'll either be bored all week at work or then the next week it's like I'm running around like a little chicken with my head cut off, have too much to do. And then also like just kind trying to keep like a routine with what I do after work too. It's just random spontaneous plans with coworkers or like things like that. I don't know. It's hard to balance, but it's getting there. And then my rose is that I've been planning a trip home and now it's like kind of officially planned because I bought my flights, so I am going. Um
Exciting.
yeah, it's super fun. And tell me what I read this. I put that I've been getting more active and I was like, what does that mean? No, it like working out. Like being active. Started playing tennis outside on the nice days on the weekend with Zeke, and then um, went to the gym for the first time in months. So that was nice.
I love that for you. That's so exciting.
Thanks.
If you didn't see the title of this episode, Sam is the one being interviewed today. Yay!
So exciting. I'm gonna have to put a lot of thought into these. Get my
Yeah.
thinking cap on.
And as always, and by always I mean the last time we did this, we'll have a mix of old questions and new questions just to see um like if her thoughts have changed or if she's changed,
Oh,
which I feel like could be the same thing,
right.
or if she's, stayed consistent.
Right. It's not that I haven't changed. I've probably grown, but maybe my mindset is consistent.
Every time I write questions, I'm like, ah, what's she gonna say? Oh my gosh, I can see her saying this, or oh my gosh, is she gonna answer like she did last time? Because I was listening to our past episodes today, and first of all, I told Sam this. I was like, I sound like a baby. Like I sound so young, And I feel like my voice is so different, but you know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe I sound the same that I have for however long. I don't know. But that's beside
I,
the point. That's a whole other story.
oh my gosh, I was listening to some old episodes recently, and I'm going to try to be really conscientious of this, which I knew I was kind of aware of before, but really listening back to episodes, I think I stopped thinking about it. And it was how much I would say like. It was so distracting to me listening back. And I think it's because I talk so fast sometimes. Like, oh, I just said it. Well, if I get on a track, I just start talking fast. And I think what adds to how much I say like is that I also say I feel like. That's like that is a common sentence starter for me. See, I'm trying to break out of it, and I think I just need to slow down and process what I'm saying, but I also don't want to sound bored. So we're gonna try that out.
No, I totally hear you on that. Me too. And like if if you know, at the beginning of the pod, I was like, oh, there I go. I was so nervous because I know that we both say like and a lot. And so at the beginning, I would edit out as many likes and ums as I possibly could. But then I got really tired of it. So then I stopped. I was I was like, absolutely not. I'm tired of this. I'm just gonna edit out like super long pauses if it's awkward and people are like, uh, did it go quiet? But I'm trying to stop saying like as space filler. But if I'm saying it like as a simile or
Right.
as
Or I
is
was
that
like,
it simile? Yeah. Then I think it's okay.
yeah. I just I had to turn off some of the episodes I was listening to because it was so distracting and I sounded very annoying.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
Actually, that really goes along with one of my questions, one of my old questions, actually.
Mm.
Um, what is something that you're working on for yourself, like to better yourself, or something you struggle with? Something.
Mm.
Honestly, it could be the like. It could be anything else though, too.
That's definitely part of it. I think a big one is that this is so big girl of me. I just got my own insurance. Yeah,
Oh,
and because I can't use mine here, and I have like my health care and whatnot and everything, and I'm trying really hard to combat a lot of my like health anxiety and kind of those blocks because I do have some health issues I'm struggling with, and I'm trying to just advocate for myself and learn how to do that and go find a doctor and all of that. So I think every step I take towards that is helping me better myself, um, mentally and physically. And also, along with that, a big thing I'm going to also do besides going to like a regular medical doctor is also seeking therapy because I think I will benefit a lot from that. And I've never gone to therapy before or seen any kind of psychologist of any kind. So that's really exciting, and I think it will help me a lot. And yeah, but also saying like, and I know I said it answering that question.
Sam, I'm so proud of you. That's so exciting. I love hearing like
Thanks.
when people are doing big girl stuff, big boy stuff. I guess if you're a boy, you're not gonna be doing big girl stuff. But anyways, sorry. Okay, now I have a kind of silly question. This is a new one, not an old one. Also, that was so funny. We kind of just jumped right into it. Usually we say, okay, now we're gonna start this or this or
Right.
whatever. But I was thinking about that. I was like, that felt kind of weird. Oh my gosh. And now I remember just thinking about how much I'm saying like. I'm like, oh my gosh. Ah,
It's
there it
gonna
is.
be
There
in
it
my
was again.
mind whenever I say it now.
I'm stressed. Sorry, this episode is not about me. It's about you. Okay. So, kind of silly question, but I am genuinely curious. What is your biggest ick? It can be um like a romantic thing, so ick, or it can be a friend thing, it can be a you thing, anything. I want to know. I'm sure other people want to know too.
Okay. I feel like I've I've been trying to process this one because there was a time where I had an ick list on my phone that Briley and I were making together, but they were all silly, goofy things. And so I was like, what's like a real ick I get in general? Like, it's not gonna make me think differently of someone, but in the moment, it's either gonna make me uncomfortable or I don't know, just kind of think about why it bothers me or why I don't like when someone does it. But I really do think my biggest ick is people being angry. And I don't, it sounds so silly, but I mean, like, when people are really intensely frustrated and act
Mm.
on it, you know? It's, oh, like I went with Zeke to his school's homecoming football game because I was happened to be visiting during their homecoming, and when they lost, one of the players was on the sideline and he threw the whole Gatorade water thing and it was just everywhere. He kicked over. They had this other thing where it has like the straw things that they pump water up through. He kicked that over and it was breaking and he was just like punching things. It was so bad. And I, the only thing I could think of was like, I guess just like secondhand embarrassment.
Hmm.
And I just equate that to being an ick, which I just feel like I get that way when people are angry because I'm never like I'm a silent angry person. If I'm mad, I'm quiet
Mm.
or just I get anxious about it because then I find ways to make something my fault. You know, I'm never just like angry at someone. I start thinking of all the ways that I could have prevented it. And it's so I don't ever really act on my frustrations and anger. So when people do, it bothers me. This
Mm.
one's a direct sorry to Zeke, but I and honestly a lot of men do this. I really hate when people yell at the TV during like football or anything. Like I just hate it. Um yeah. But I'd say that's my biggest ick because I'm not an angry person.
That's a good answer. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking you would say, but that wasn't it. But
Right.
like, also like knowing you though, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't like when people wear uh flip-flops really either. Like thong flip-flops, not like Birkenstocks are fine, but
No, that is genuinely my biggest ick is when men wear flip-flops.
flip-flops.
So I was like, I'm just not gonna say it. Especially coming off of yours, I was like, oh my gosh, mine is so. But like literally, I see all these movies and these men are wearing flip-flops. I'm like, wow, I thought he was so attractive before. Like he has a great personality, he's got a great face. But then I see the flip-flops and the dogs are out. I'm like, I'm out. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I can. That's so. Ugh. Ick.
I don't do it either. I don't wear flip-flops.
Neither do I. I mean, I don't care if women wear flip-flops, I guess, but just men in particular.
Oh
Big ick.
goodness.
Oh my gosh, like when Nick Miller wears flip-flops, I'm like, I cannot.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Sorry, sorry. I like redirected this to me. My bad.
No, it's okay.
Um, so this is also kind of like an old in a question that I've asked previously, but um also kind of new because like last time it was, do you have like a secret passion or something along those lines?
Mm,
But this time wording it like, is there anything that people don't know about you that would surprise or shock people?
I I really don't know. When I see that, I try and think of things. So I'm like, okay, what are my fun facts that I usually do, or things that people, or like things that when I've told people, I've noticed that they're surprised by.
Mm,
And I feel like usually it's my bowling history. Like,
mm,
usually that is surprising to people, but I feel like it's not super secret or shocking anymore. I had a bunch of my friends who, for some reason, didn't know I had a sister last year, which I
Oh,
thought was funny.
interesting.
They were so shocked, and yeah, which is funny. I talk about her all the time.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Yeah, honestly, I feel like no, I'm an oversharer, especially with people in my personal life. I just tell them everything at all times. So I think there's usually not a lot to shock people. Oh, people are really shocked when I tell them that I don't watch TV or like that I don't like TV.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you don't when you always have your bachelor nights.
Okay, yeah, I guess I do watch some shows, but like that's kind of been newer for me too. But there was
Yeah.
I like TikTok and YouTube and some random like yeah, I love The Bachelor
The
and stuff.
short
So it's just
attention
kind of like
span.
I don't watch every, and then I start watching a lot of like the Netflix shows too, just because it's fun to watch with Zeke, but I don't watch TV on my own. Never.
Mm, interesting. Wow. I don't think I knew that.
It was so weird when I was traveling and like watching Bachelor in Paradise by myself. It's kind of weird. I don't watch TV alone.
That's so funny. Okay. Kind of opposite of icks, also old question is what do you admire most in others?
I feel like my answer isn't going to change. I don't know what I said last time, but I feel like I probably said this, and I think it's always going to be ambition. And I just love when people have something they're really driven towards and like goals they're working towards. I'm really bad at setting goals, so I don't really have goals, but like I do have goals, but like other people are really good at vocalizing and, developing them. But um just when people are really ambitious, I gravitate towards that and I really admire it, and especially when people share their ambitions and goals, dreams, passions, everything. It's just very cool, and I feel like I they're opening up a side of themselves to you. Like I don't know, like when friends have business ideas, I like hearing about them and seeing them come to life and being like a part of it. They let me in.
That's so cute. Oh, yeah. No, last time you said that, like, ambitious people, or, not like ambitious people, but like just people having ambition and goals and dreams and
Hmm.
just knowing that about them. Like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I
It's
love
just
that.
so great because I feel like I am an ambitious person and I like seeing that in
Hmm.
other people too. And it's hard because I've had so many people in my life here and there who really didn't have like much ambition or drive or anything. And I probably said this last time, I'm not gonna lie, but it's an ick. No, just kidding. It's just hard. Like, it makes
Yeah.
me, I guess, like feel bad in a way because it's something that brings me so much joy when I have things
Hmm.
that I'm really excited about and a lot of drive and things. But yeah.
That totally makes sense. And I mean, just knowing you and how you do have ambitions, how you do have goals and dreams, and like all the things that you're doing, it makes sense that you would want to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and not, I feel like saying cut out is like really harsh, but like kind of cut out people who don't share those same values or like who
Right.
aren't like they don't even have to be like same goals and ambitions, but just who aren't ambitious, who don't dream of something better, who aren't like striving for something more.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm the worst at being like, okay, so out of that, what about this question? And then I'm just like, you know what? Next question. Next question. Because I hate the, okay, maybe not hate, but like, I don't like those types of interviews. I like the interviews where it doesn't even feel like an interview, where it's just a conversation and I just happen to be asking questions.
Right. Just flowing.
But sorry, I'm just not that way.
The way we talk sometimes it's hard to go, and it's nice to guide with questions and stop talking about one thing and move on to the next, just to
Yeah.
so we don't
I
keep
mean,
going on tangents and in circles because we do that a lot.
yeah, and just rambling about things that no one cares about. Like, honestly, that we don't even care about, but we're just stuck on.
Exactly.
Um, okay, my final old question for you is like, who is your biggest inspiration?
Mm, it's also very difficult. Uh,
Yeah.
it's so hard. Oh, I think I know what I talked about last time, but it's still so true, and I've been thinking about it again. But I feel like I talked about my mom, and I don't know if I talked about her both times or if it was just once, but I know when I moved out here to Kearney the first time for my internship, my mom in the car was talking to me about how, like, I wish I did this. Like, I wish I had an opportunity like this when I was your age, or like, I wish I did something like this where I got to grow and learn and like almost be an adult, but still be a kid and just like have the opportunity of doing that for myself. I like she did something close. Like, once she finished college and taught for a couple years, she moved out on her own to Washington from Michigan. But like, I don't know, it just was very wholesome, her telling me that, and it just was kind of like a full circle moment, but also just still even now, like growing up being a kid and always having her as a role model and her teaching me like everything I know. Um, it's just really cool and very thankful for her and love her. And I think I'll always look up to her and how she's handled a lot of stuff because she's been through a lot. And I feel like there's so much I can learn from her and emulate. I also look just like her, so that helps.
I love that. That's so cute. Yeah. No, I know. Last time, I hate being like that. Last time you said this. Last time you said that. But yeah, no, last time you did talk about your mom, I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Mm,
And so I just wanted to see, like, is Mary still your biggest
right. Did
inspiration?
did someone else take her place? That'd be drama.
And today, likewise too. JK. Yeah, no, I think that's just so sweet. And yeah, I know like you told me about like the car ride with her there and like that before, and so I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. That's so cute because it sounds like you're like also one of her inspirations. So I'm like, oh,
Right.
that's so
That's like
cute. I love
it's kind
that.
of mirrored, and I've been
It's so
seeing a lot
wholesome.
of yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about that recently of how like this is your parents' first life too. And I was like, man, that's so true. So there's always things that, she's probably seeing from me or vice versa. So,
I'm so excited for like the day when we're all parents, like our friends and us are like parents, and then we're like, oh, this is what was going on. Like, this is why, blah, blah, blah. Or, yeah,
right.
so excited. So cute, so fun. And yeah, so if you don't know, Nebraska, Sam is in Nebraska full time now. Um, like what's it been like for you with that transition? Like I know that we know that you did your internship there, but that was only for the summer. So what's it like going from the greater Seattle area to Kearney, Nebraska?
It's definitely really interesting. I love it. And I would say that the weather's really different because we have gotten a lot of snowstorms and like winter storms, but it's not that different because we were having those back home too. So I don't know. I feel like Kearney reminds me a lot of Pullman.
Mm,
It's not that similar, but it reminds me a lot of like Pullman, Moscow area in general, just kind of feeling rural and small, but also there is town. And it's nice. Okay, wait, this is honestly one of the best parts. It's nice living in town to where I drive less than a mile to work and everything is in 4 miles of me. Like everything's close. Back home, I have to drive 25 minutes to be close to anything, to like go to any fast food or shopping, anything like that's 20 minutes minimum. And here, it's like 5. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, it's really interesting because back home I lived with my parents still, and so this is also my first time living completely by myself. I've never been alone in an apartment before, so that's been cool. It's nice. I like it, but I also can tend to be kind of paranoid sometimes. So, just always checking so many times that my door is locked and all that, and not being able to kill my spiders or the little things. But it's been really nice because I've learned a lot of things I didn't know about just living on my own and being an adult. And yeah, and I love my job. It's great, and I have amazing coworkers, making more friends my age, which is really fun. Because there's even like two people who just started who are my same age too. So that's fun. There's like a whole little group of us now who are super young and all from out of state, and it's just wild.
That's so fun. Yeah, I talk about that actually kind of a lot, just making friends or like new experiences because I feel like I have imposter syndrome a lot with like friendships because I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
do they actually like me? Like these are real life adult friendships. Like these aren't just friendships because we go to school together or because we're in the same sorority or because our parents are friends or whatever. But these are friendships, these are relationships because we chose them and they also chose us.
Hmm.
So it's like, oh, that's so interesting. Like, crazy.
Hmm.
But it's so fun. Um, and so kind of like going off of that, like what would you say are like some of the biggest growth points or changes that you've seen in yourself over the year, like from college to transitioning out of college to going to Nebraska and having a job to, now.
Right. I somewhat mentioned advocating for myself being something I've learned how to do, or I am trying to help myself do in the sense of medical things, but I also just think in general, I've learned a lot from between college and graduating and now of just like doing things for myself, putting myself first, and making sure I'm setting myself up for success because I definitely, I think throughout college, put that behind me and never
Mm,
prioritized myself. And now I'm kind of hitting a point where I've realized I've hurt myself so much putting that behind myself. And so I need to make myself a priority. And so,
mm-hmm.
like, that was a big part in why I quit my last job and moved back to Nebraska was just prioritizing my well-being and mental physical health and making sure I felt like I was happy to, get up and work. Like, it's
Yeah.
so simple, and I just had so much pressure and stress on myself, and sometimes you just have to take a step back and realize, are other people actually putting the pressure on me, or am I putting it on myself? And I think
Mm,
that was a big kind of turnaround for me, and a lot of what I faced in college was I felt like there was always external pressure, but now looking back, I realized it was probably myself the whole time. Just being hard on myself. So I think that's like a biggest change that as much as I still think I don't do a good job advocating for myself and what I want, I've changed so much and have been able to do that enough and where it matters for like my mental and physical health. Like, yeah, there's sometimes like random things at work that I'm like, oh, I should voice this concern or I should talk about this or negotiate this or whatever. And I don't because I'm just anxious about it. But with the real big things that matter, I've learned that I gotta stop leaving myself behind to boost other people.
no, that's so good. Oh my gosh. And like I've seen that change in you too. Which is so fun to see. Like I always just love seeing people grow or change or, whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's been fun, like that people are able to tell that even from a distance and not just because they spend every day with you or whatever. So what you're doing is um like it's showing. So
Right.
that's exciting.
Yeah, I was thinking about that with also just the whole idea of being, I guess, like failing or disappointing people or that whole thing. I kind of had this realization that I'm going to think about it more than anybody else, and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to matter to me more than it's going to matter to anybody else. And so, like, at the end of the day, if I feel like I'd be disappointing myself more if I don't help myself and put myself first,
Yeah.
because I'd hurt myself more. So it's like, what's, and at the end of the day, I realized I'm not even disappointed in myself for the things I didn't do. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like nobody else, not that nobody else cares, but nobody else cares. Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think, I'm not always thinking every day about what everybody I know is doing wrong or failing on, even though they're probably not failing. So they're probably not thinking about that for me.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I guess kind of on that note, like if you could go back to like any point in your life and tell yourself something, what do you think you would say?
Mm, I feel like I I don't know who I want to go back to. I guess just me, maybe me like a year ago, and just I don't know, reassure myself that I was making the right decisions. Because I don't think I have any regret for my like post grad life
Mm-hmm.
decisions and everything. Because I've been talking to people at work about how a year ago I was visiting Carney and I went out to drinks with my boss, current boss and former boss for my internship. I went, I met up with her and an old coworker, and at the time I had just accepted my job to work for Tri Delta, and she asked me, she was like, "Do you have a job for after you graduate?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I actually just accepted that job I was really excited about trying to get." And she's like, "Oh, well, because I had something that I wanted you to do." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, well, it's only a year-long commitment for my new job, so, talk to me. Well, we can talk sooner, kind of thing."
Mm-hmm.
And then it's funny looking back on that now because then it only took like 6 months and then I went back and left that job, came back and everything. But I don't think I regret any of that. And I don't want to go back and tell myself to like think about it harder or like decide if you really want to do this or should you just go back to the buckle or something. And I think I just would want myself to know that I am making the right choice because I do think I made the right choice in all of this whole year of everything I've done. But I think just giving myself the peace of mind then to not overthink the decision I made or feel
Mm-hmm.
bad and feel like I'm letting other people down because that was also when I took that job, I was committing to like another year of doing long distance with Zeke. And so it was kind of like there was so many things that I was thinking about and was like, oh, can I really do this? Is this the right decision? Should I be making other choices? And I thought about it. It ate me alive like all summer. So I think if I could have just gone back and been like, no, you're good. You might quit, but you're good.
Honestly, I did not know like kind of all the ins and outs of like why you quit Tri Delta. And I thought it
Hmm.
was just because like Buckle wanted you back in December and they're like, if you don't come back in December, we got to give it to someone else. I
Right.
thought that was it until a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to say like makes sense, but it kind of makes sense like why it I'm in no way saying that was an easy decision for you to make to like leave Tri Delta, but why it was like a seemingly easy decision.
Hmm.
And just because of like all the things going on behind the scenes that others didn't necessarily know. And so, yeah, but I mean, I know that you've talked about like all the things you did and all the things you learned with Tridel. And so I am not surprised at all that you would say, like, you would go back to yourself a year ago from now or a year ago and say, like, don't second guess it. Like, you're on the right track, but like those kinds of things. And so I'm glad that you liked the experience enough and had just learned from it, to know that you are in the right place, that you are doing the right things. So,
Yeah, it taught me a lot about myself for sure, and I've loved the job, and I would recommend it like a million times over to people. And so I think knowing that made it really clear to me that I know it was all very just like personal of
hmm
why it wasn't working for me. Mainly, number one was my health was crumbling. And then like physical and mental, like, and what sucks is that it's still not amazing, but it is a lot better. And I am a lot more consistent and have a lot better routines and support for myself now because it was so hard for me to even like eat. And that sounds so stupid, but with like everything happening with my stomach issues, like, and then nothing schedule wise with eating being consistent or having to go like walk somewhere to go get food on a campus or like do all these things and always have to be thinking that many steps ahead. I just didn't have the energy for that. And I think there's so many more factors in that, but that was a big thing. And so then it would start affecting more than my physical health, and then it was mental and all these obstacles and blocks. And it was similar to the things that I found myself facing when we went back to like in-person school after COVID, like new forms of my anxiety that I didn't have before, and how it's like developed in my adult life that just got so hard for me in that job. And so part of it was that I did want to, I did like, I was talking to Buckle and wanted to be back in December, and like that was cool, but I think that was like the least of it because I could have come back later. But there was, um, that was part, but which that is a lot of what I told most people, just because I'm like, not everybody needs to know everything. But yeah, it's been an interesting year, that's for sure.
oh my gosh, yeah. No, I mean that totally makes sense. I'm glad that you did what you need to do for yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
that you are living, laughing, loving now. And yeah, like you said, this your past year has been full of experiences, full of moments. What would you say has been like the most pivotal moment of your life, though? Like,
Mm.
what or who kind of like what made it so like pivotal, or who kind of like shaped you into who you are now, or like just like what was the moment?
Hmm. That is very tough. I feel like this is really silly because I'm not someone who looks back on college as being the best years of life, and I don't hold my college years over everything else. I don't think they were amazing. They actually weren't that great. But I will say I do think all of the experiences I had in college were a huge part of the person I am now. I mean, part of that being that I'm freshly out of college, but I'm not the same person I was in high school or even like freshman year of college. And I don't know exactly what I would equate that to, but I do think a big part of it was like the leadership positions and things. Like honestly, like it could have been the moment I became titled president. Like I feel like that that sounds so silly, but I feel like that shifted everything because at that point I gained so much responsibility and had to figure out what to do with it. And I think a lot of people need to experience having a lot of responsibility and figuring out what to do with it. And I think that's helped me a lot, even just with like work ethic and professionalism, everything. I do think a lot of that came from those experiences. So that'd be silly to say becoming child health president being my pivotal moment of my life. But I feel like it kind of is because it's what got me, and more things. And then the job with Tri Delta, like, is a big
Mm-hmm.
part of getting to that point, being able to travel, do all that, which is really where I saw the most, I guess, development, where I've had the most life experiences. So, yeah, that's a silly pivotal moment, but it's gonna be my pivotal moment. I think also just being 19, 20 years old, like, that's a big, big shift in life.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. So I know like back in the day, of um what's it called? Slating. You couldn't even say like you couldn't like by no campaigning they meant like you can't even say, "Oh, I wouldn't mind having this position." Sam,
Right.
were you like before you were slated as president, did and like before your interview, before the whole thing happened, did you want to be president? Did you want to make the
Mm,
jump from secretary, note taking at chapter meetings and emails and attendance and whatever else secretary did? Did you want to make that jump from secretary to president?
maybe, like, mostly no. Like, I remember my thing was like, if it happens, because I knew people had talked about it. Like, I knew my name was being thrown around. I was like, okay, well, if it happens, it happens, and I'm obviously gonna do it. That's very exciting. But I did, in like an ideal world, I would have wanted it to be the next year.
Mm.
That was kind of my mindset. Like,
So,
I was so young that I really wanted to be VPM, which that position doesn't exist
mm,
anymore. It's not like with the way it's all changed, but I wanted to do
VPME.
recruitment,
Yeah.
and but at the same time it was like, well, president gets to kind of do recruitment too in that way. And but
Mm-hmm.
also I knew I could do it, and I knew I'd have big shoes to fill, and that I would have to work really hard and learn a lot being so young. But I was like, yeah, like, I guess I wanted it, but I also wanted it for anyone. Like, I wanted whoever else, but there also wasn't really anyone else wanting president at the time either. So it was kind
Yeah.
of like, yeah, I didn't really know who else, but I definitely expected someone older than me or something
Mm-hmm.
to do. So I don't know, it's hard to answer, but I think
Yeah. I was just
yes and
curious.
no. But I do remember that I wanted VPM.
So funny. So good. Okay, only a few more questions. What would you say is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever like received or heard or, maybe even given? Like this could be about, I don't know, this could be like from a mentor at work or a mentor in life or just something you heard in a podcast or radio, or it could be like talking to someone, like giving someone advice, be like, oh my gosh, wait, that's actually really good. Good job, Sam.
I feel like I can never remember anything, but this is just one I've been thinking about a lot. It's not super advice, but my boss, I don't know, life is weird right now. There's an empty position that would be my boss, so I do have a boss, but I also have her boss, who kind of is, you know, yeah. Anyways, um, she told us one day, she always asks us, she's like, do you know what they say is the difference between art and create, or like artist and creative? And we're like, no, sorry, don't know. Um, and I said something about, oh, my guess was that the difference is like action, like creating is doing, art is being, creating is doing. And she was like, close, but like not quite. And then she told us art is art. Art just is what it is, looks pretty, it's aesthetically pleasing, it's art. Well, creative answers questions. And
Mm.
so she, like, we're the creative team, she's creative director, whatever. It's like being a creative is more than making art, it's answering questions. So that's why there's like creative sides to marketing teams and all these things, is that we are kind of problem solving is creative. And we are making art, but we are answering questions with it. We are thinking about strategy. We're thinking logically, like we're doing this stuff. And I feel like that is just a really good perspective. And every time I make something now, it just comes into my brain like, what question are you answering? Or like, what are you solving with this? What is the purpose? What is it providing? And what is the end output of this? And what are we getting from it? So that's just always in my head now. And I feel like it's really helpful, not just at work, but with anything we do with the podcast or growing our second podcast and all this stuff. It just sticks in there. So I like that.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Wow.
Hmm.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I'll remember that from now on. Well, not like from I mean, yeah, from now on because this is the first time I've heard it, but not like, oh, I've heard it before. This time it'll stay. Anyway, it's not that kind of from now
Right.
on. Um, so like going off of that, what do you think makes you the most creatively inspired? Because if you don't know, Sam honestly does most of the socials posting for both Likewise and Outcast now. She's just really good at what she does. And I'm like, wow, I'm honored that you're letting me be part of your team.
um, this is also hard. I feel like a lot of things. Pretty much anything I consume. Like any media I consume. Music, kind of, podcasts, kind of. I think it's mainly when I see things other brands do, like other brands' campaigns or things I see on TikTok or whatnot, and just honestly Pinterest and looking at graphic design. Ooh, I think so Issa and I, we send each other a lot of things on Instagram of like people doing tutorials of stuff in Adobe Illustrator or things about UI and UX design and all this random stuff that we just think is cool and we want to try to do. Just whenever I see those types of posts, I feel like I get inspired. Um, Especially color palettes, those are always really fun and exciting. So, yeah, probably just when I see other art makes me want to not copy it or mimic it, but makes me then think of like, oh, what could we do that's
Mm-hmm.
similar or how could I make this different? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Okay, wait. Um, my brother asked me, I mean, and like my whole family and like whoever else was at my house this one time a couple months ago now. But when you think, do you think like are your thoughts like
Hmm.
are they words or pictures or both or do you hear or can you hear like an audible voice? Is it your voice? Is it someone else's voice? What are your thoughts like?
Oh, that's hard. I'm just making myself think right now. I've thought about this before because I've seen it on TikTok. It's definitely like I'm not seeing the words. I'm not reading them in my head. I think it's me. I think it's me talking.
Mm,
But I do also visualize a lot of things. Like when I'm telling a story, I'm watching it happen.
Oh, interesting.
I am picturing the people. I'm obviously not seeing them in front of me. Like, I just
Mm-hmm.
somehow have enough recognition to recall them in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was telling the story about my boss telling us about artists and creatives, I was thinking about all of us standing in our little circle doing our thing and her telling us. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I think it's me talking, but I can also picture the words sometimes. I think it just really changes. It's not always the
Mm,
same.
yeah, yeah. I like it. Good answer. Good answer. Okay. Final question.
Mm.
And this is, I don't know, probably my favorite question. Actually, I don't know. I liked most of all the questions. All of the questions, most of the questions. I don't know. I'll have to decide later. But what would you say is your biggest goal and or dream?
Mm. Oh, it's so hard. I would love. I just feel like this is like an overarching thing. It's just being Um, as much as I love my job and love my work, I've always wanted to be somewhat self-employed or like an entrepreneur of some sort, which I think is like part of what we're doing with the podcasts. So I think that's really cool. That's a big goal and dream because it's kind of like definitely a dream because I don't know if that will ever be attained, especially in this economy, you know. But
Hey,
um,
we've made almost $30 on Likewise.
we have. That's very exciting. So I think that's a big one. And then also, I've always wanted to have a family, just, settle down, have a house,
Mm,
a kid. I don't know, maybe two.
mm, yeah.
Um, those things, just kind of like family life, feeling like I am achieving what I want in my career. Because right now, this is actually something I'm having a hard time with. I don't know what my long-term career goal is right now. Like, I really don't know what I want. And I was doing this like self-appraisal form for work because they're doing like the yearly review meetings right now with people with their bosses and stuff. But since I started in December, I don't get a real review meeting yet
Mm,
because I didn't. It's for last year, and I wasn't there for enough of last year. But my boss still had me like do my kind of like questionnaire thing and answer the questions. We're still gonna kind of have a unofficial meeting just so I can see what they're like and whatnot. And that like one of the questions was about professional goals, and I was like, oh my god, why do I have no ideas? Like no thoughts, head empty. Like I do know what I want, but I just don't know how to like develop articulating what I want. Like I don't know how to
mm,
explain it, and because I just don't know if I don't know if I've seen a position myself
mm.
that's like I want to do that.
Yeah, that's
So, like,
understandable.
I'm comfortable with what I'm doing and I like what I'm doing, but there are more things that I could and do want to do. So, I think just as long as I'm always feeling happy in what I'm doing, then I'll feel good.
Ah, Sam, you're so good. I love I love these times of just talking with you and getting to pick your brain, ask you questions like all the silly questions and all the I don't know, they weren't super deep questions, but I don't know, maybe they could have
Right.
been. Sorry if they weren't deep enough.
Oh,
Next
no.
time, next year. But it's such a sweet time, and I'm grateful for the friendship that we have and the trust that we have with one another to be able to ask these questions and then also like answer. So
Right.
thanks.
Me too. Very fun. I love doing this.
Yeah, so that brings us to the end of Sam's co host interview, which I hope you loved at least half as much as I did because I really loved it. It's so nice, like hearing all these things and whether it's the same answers as you've given before or it's different or you just like make me think in a new way. Like it's so much fun. So excited. excited for the future
Yay.
and to learn more about you as we keep doing this.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to interview you next.
Ah, love it. So, as always, we're ending the episode with Song of the Week, and we decided that co-host interviews are so fun that, and we've also haven't had an episode out in a while because we've been really focused on Outcast. Sorry, likewise, not neglected child, but um, that we just want to do like a little mini playlist for you. So, Sam, tell me your Sam mini playlist for your co-host interview.
Perfect. Okay, so starting off strong with something not the most new, but newer. Wings by the Joe Bros because it makes me want to dance. And I approve and I really like it. Um and then okay, I'm also right now I'm thinking about someone from work was saying that they knew someone who like worked on the music video for it and that Nick did not want to be there. But but they said that whoever it was had said that Priyanka was like super happy and was there and was like, oh my gosh, this, and was super happy about it. And he just seemed like he didn't really want to be there. Anyways, I don't know
Nick,
how true that is and how it went.
Nicholas,
Maybe he was just having a bad day,
Nick
but
Jonas, if you're listening to this, please tell us.
right. And then, in addition, I don't have a lot of. Actually, no, there's a decent amount of newer songs on here. I've been listening to Crystallized by Young the Giant a lot recently because I love Young the Giant. And then, Die For Me by Halsey, which is a cover of Post Malone, but she's on that song originally too. But this one's just her. And then, of course, Heaven by Mr. Nowhorn. Oh, it's just so good. And then, this is another cover, Tainted Love by Milky Chance. It's a very great cover. And yeah, it's my little mini playlist. Not that long, just long enough. I don't get to listen to a lot of music these days because my drive to work is about 5 minutes. So,
That's enough time for a song, maybe two.
exactly.
I love that. Okay, I don't have a mini playlist this week. Um, because it's Sam's interview, but I'll give you one song. Um, are you impressed by Honey Revenge? I don't know. I keep singing in my head. I'm like, I can't get it out of my head. It's been stuck in my head for probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. And I'm still a fan. So, so fun.
Amazing.
Love it. Yeah, so now we're really at the end of the episode. Hope you listen to the Likewise Song of the Week playlist. I think it's kind of good. It's really all over the place.
Oh,
Um,
I have not listened to it in a long time, and I bet it's wild.
no, it's something all right. I will not say that it's all the songs individually, great, love them. All together, I don't know how great it is. It'll take you on a whole wave of emotions. But I hope you enjoyed this week's and really excited for next week's episode to come out too. And yeah, so make sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and wherever else allows rates and or reviews, so that more people can find us. You know, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your parents, your siblings, your teachers, tell whoever to listen because maybe we could have a little fun little listening party. Um, and follow the pod on like whatever streaming platform you use to make sure that you're listening as soon as an episode comes out, and follow us on socials, as in Instagram,
That's it.
at likewise underscore
Likewise,
pod.
underscore pod.
Yes, okay. I don't actually know it. That's really embarrassing. But yeah, we're being more active, which is nice, which is fun. So love that. But Sam, again, thank you so much for letting me ask you some questions today. It was really fun, and just I'm so excited for the future with you. I hope you have just a really great rest of your night.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all.
Bye.
Bye.